Jarvan, who's going to be another tool to help punish flashless champions, who's going to enable your attack speed as well with the flag. You have Leona, who's going to increase your damage with her passive as she goes. Also, you're just at pretty strong power levels across the board. This Orianna did just come off of a base. She's even got the mid wave pushed in. Bot lane had that wave pushed in pretty well as in addition to that, so I don't think you can really contest here as W. And this is, again, a good early game start.
Chains of Corruption coming on out, going to find Yao Yao.
Eventually has like a half item lead over Ryan.
Yeah. Nice decimating smash found there by Cube. Wasn't quite ready with the Soul Furnace follow-up. There's going to be a Solar Flare coming on out, and Yao Yao just trying to make the dive happen, and he will. Clips is a hell of a drug there. Lets him tank up that turret all day long. And
yeah, I mean, TT getting the first Drake, but that's about it from this early game. Seems like this bot lane advantage is continuing to grow. I mean, you can't really survive that as Ryan. He cleanses the Leona ult. Here we go.
Gonna be shoveled back on in. Herald trying his best to escape. Flashes away, but Cataclysm matches on top of him. Shockwave, too little, too late. Karis on the board.
Yeah, pretty negative outlook here for the top side of TT.
Certainly, Feather a little bit caught out in the middle of 3 members of WE, but Junhao and Herald going to be able to show up here, give him a little bit of backup. Going to be trying to run interference for the rest of his squad is Yao Yao. Shockwave back on in, knocked up, taken down. Junhao claims himself that kill, and WE a little bit split in that river fight, not able to give the support that Yao Yao needed.
Okay, TT, that's pretty good, but they do still have the ultimates here for Azir Jarvan. Ezreal's is coming up as well. I'd like to see the 3v4 contest. Here comes Sion.
TP, yeah, but Cube gonna get interrupted. Keshi uses the Ruthless Predator, interrupts the TP, but the engage coming through anyway. Shuffle back in. Karis gets everybody into the middle of the Jarvan Cataclysm, and they're just going to line him up and knock him down for a bout. I think that's a triple kill over to him. Yao Yao comes through onto Feather. Karis cleans up that kill, and that is 4 down for Thunder. They already find themselves firmly in control, and ThunderTalk are the ones who need to try to find a way back into this.
Yeah, we got a way back in cooking right now, Gordo.
Cube up in the front line. Shockwave connects onto 2, but they're both very tanky, and Feather, through the Unbreakable Will, has taken more damage than anybody. Junhao throws him back in, looking to get onto Cube. Keshi finds the stun onto Yao Yao, and that will be the first kill of the fight. Monkey going to commit the Cataclysm, lock down Junhao, and About will be able to finish off the kill. Monkey wants some more. Flags and drags forward. True Shot Barrage picks off the cow. 2 for 1 so far, and WE not looking to slow down. Heru isolated, but able to avoid that shot from About that could have put him in the dirt.
Yeah, I mean, as TT, you feel like you can't just give everything. You got to go for some kind of a contest, as difficult as it may be.
Not at all, and that lead is going to grow even a little bit more here. Karis continuing to just knock down towers in the side lane. Next Dragon, the dinner bell is a-ringing. Monkey ready to start this one up, and it's going to be a TP back after the recall for Karis if necessary, just to make sure that they're going to be able to secure this one. But it doesn't look like ThunderTalk are even going to be able to muster themselves much of a defense. They finish it off About and Monkey in no time flat. And WE with a second Dragon and continuing to take down these outer turrets.
Yeah, so in terms of the ways back into the game, you're going to need to find some kind of a way to claim these bounties on either Karis or About. Things onto it and why they really wanted to control it, because now they're able to start this Baron up, and look at what TT sees. This is really hard to enter.
About not landing any of these Mystic shots here, so not actually able to dissuade them from getting in, but True Shot Barrage find its way onto 2. Cube hits a big decimating smash, and Monkey is in there with the Cataclysm. They are able to take down the support with only that damage. He's just not beefy enough on the Alistar to be able to handle the full might of WE. A quick pick made, and then right back onto the Baron. This time it's 4v5.
Yeah, this is totally a masterclass. They're just forcing the enemy team to have no vision of them. That's why they've been going in for the past couple minutes. And as TT, you're going to have to find a way in.
Keshi trying to find a creative angle in here, but it might be too little too late. Junhao already in the front line, shuffled back by Karis. Karis goes into the stasis as the jungler drops. In goes Monkey, attacking the back line. Ryan left to fight alone as his mid laner already dropped, and that's a 5-for-0 ace to WE.
Yeah, extremely well played across the board. They started the Baron up at least twice, maybe 3 different times, just to bait out the positioning and the spells of TT until they finally had their moment to strike, where they all turn like vipers ready to strike and seize their prey. From that, he has plenty of uptime there to just be standing there, just completely taking space, then using the Seeker's arm guard as well. I think the way that he set himself up here with all this utility, with the Rylai's, with the Merc Treads, with the Seekers, he's just able to do stuff like that.
Oh, Feather found again and just melted through the unbreakable will. Yao Yao and about, damage in spades to be able to deal with the Alistair. And now they get to continue on this siege. Ryan going to be the target, hit by the unstoppable onslaught. Chain CC'd and melted down by Monkey and Cube. Two different pairs of WE members find two different kills, and they now are just sieging the base completely uncontested. One play to go in this mid lane inhibitor turret, and Karis still pushing on the bottom side.
Yeah, and I think Sion was the perfect champion to draft for Cube. He is cooking this game, and every single thing that he is doing is just making his team even easier to win. It looks like they have advantages all across the board. I think that, yeah, this was really well played out of WE.
Yeah, absolutely here. Just going to take themselves each and every inhibitor that they can before retreating back on over to the base. Looking to see how WE are going to spend this extra money and look to close out game number 1. A tremendous lead for them here at about 25 minutes in.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that there's pretty much no way for TT to come back from this kind of a game.
Yeah, no, not at all, but hopefully going to get that one back here before too long. I'm pretty sure WE are still winning, Bulls. I'll take a solid bet on that.
Yeah, I mean, I've just pulled up the LPL English, and it looks like we're killing an Orianna right now. The score's 16-3. We've got a 15K gold lead. We've got 12 Medjai stacks. We're probably about to get even more Medjai stacks. I mean, this one is all she wrote. There's literally not one single thing that could possibly done to come back from this one. If you're TT, I think you take your hopes and you transfer them to next game, because you can still find a way to win this series. They had some kind of a look. They got that first Drake. They were able to poise themselves for victory in the early game, but just seemed that this mid lane and this bot lane was just too hard to handle. Keshi held his own, but his team did not hold up their end of the bargain here. So looks like WE is going to walk away the victors.
Yep, they will be able to easily close out this game. A 16K gold lead at the end of the day for WE.
And especially in comparison to game 1, where I think they were just completely outdrafted, I don't think that the draft gap is quite to that magnitude, but I do think that they have a slight advantage over Monkey, but his team just kind of lost out in their lanes. Sort of like what we're seeing up here. I wouldn't be too concerned. Actually, probably I would, given Viego's proximity. I would say the Rumble heals this back up, but when Monkey's here, this is bad.
Yeah, Keshi just taking a rough trade there. Going to have to flash away. Going to get matched by Cube. Stunned, executed. First blood to Monkey.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Captain Jacks the Shattering Strike, but it's not the best feeling in the world. You know, it's cool that you can Captain Jack it, but you do kind of want to be having your cleanse up. So with that being such a favorable trade down there, he is going to have to sacrifice to drag them up here. The way I'm kind of seeing this map unfold, it feels like TT could start them up. Typically, blue side is better at taking grubs and red side better at taking Drake.
Ooh, Monkey
Spot
found
him out here.
Feather going to get stunned on up even through the Unbreakable. Now gets pulled in by the Magnet Storm.
Oh, this is
trying
good.
Desperately to get back away. Monkey flashes forward, finishes him off, but will get killed to the backside. And the Cyclone spinning across the team. Gonna hand over a double kill
Not
to
too happy. So really clutch exhaust, really good for TT. Let's see if they get all 3 grubs or just 2.
One grubby already down, make that 2 here, but this is where Monkey is going to look to claim it. No, it goes the way of Junhao, but it might cost him his life. Karis is all over him. He's going to fall down. Big all-out found by Cube. Pulls Keshi into the middle of the crew for a second, and they're going to look for more. Realm Warp in towards
here. You're going to be strong against everybody else, aside from this full MR Cassante.
Feather face checking into 3 members of WE here, but he seems to want the fight. Goes for the Glacial Fissure, lands it onto Yao Yao. Junhao trying to focus his damage through on towards that Rel as well. And Junhao will claim the kill, but they finish off Hiru on the opposite side, and Hiru going to end up falling on down. Now going to be a really good attempt at this dragon here for Monkey, but gonna have to brawl with the jungler first. Karis is just one shot. They smite down onto the dragon, does go the way of Monkey, and he gets himself another reset. What else can he find? Heartbreaker forward, another kill, another reset. Monkey demolishes the dragon fight, a triple kill on the Viego.
That is not Viego champ. When he is able to do that and when he is able to snowball games, it just gets way too out of control. He's got the Sundered Sky now. How can you even keep up?
Yeah, it looks like they made another play in towards the bot lane here too to just keep on bullying Herald. And Herald does drop down.
Losing a lot of golden XP. I don't necessarily think they are. You know, trading this bot tower for the Rift Herald is pretty good. I really like Rift Herald overall as an objective. You know, it feels kind of okay. Let's take a look at this first.
Yeah, Root connects, and this might just be a dead Keshi. I mean, Monkey is so strong here on these item spikes. He flashes forward, he gets one reset. It is onto the Rumble, and he doesn't take the turret aggro. Now has to Heartbreak back away, trying to escape, but Junhao gets the bonk before it is too late. And now Karis might be next on the menu, channeling the Realm Warp, hiding out in the corner, but Junhao will find him, and crushing.
That is exactly what TT needed. You know, WE just overstepped a bit, and we got another problem on the Rift here.
Feather going to be able to stay alive for a while. Wow, about Killer Instinct forward right into the face of ThunderTalk, and Herald is there to punish. Quick kill going over to TT, and now Cube might be up too far as well, trying to buy some time for Monkey. In goes Yao Yao, Magnet Storm onto 4, triple stun from Cube, but Monkey is scattered back away. Herald staying strong, creating the fight lines. 2 more kills to ThunderTalk.
Yeah, and out of nowhere, one play in the top side, one in the bot side, ThunderTalk just starts running away with this game. They've got a gold lead, and they just summon the Rift Herald. They can probably get even more work done with this here. I mean, I guess it's just W rage bait from Feather. He's like, oh no, you caught me recalling, and suddenly, about steps too far, completely walks into Ryan's waiting arms there just to kill him, and we might have another blunder here. What is going on, Gordo?
Yeah, Monkey just feeling too overconfident, I suppose, with the amount of kills he picked up earlier. Just hands over another one, and I think that was even a small, error there from ThunderTalk. They were going to be able to knock him up with the Rift Herald, just barely shorted it, and it didn't even matter. Better for now. WE need to try to retain some control over the top side river, but all of ThunderTalk are here. Equalizer going to come on across. Monkey and About trying to escape. Flash from Keshi makes the pick onto About, and down goes the carry. Yao Yao now next up on the menu. Karis going to try to help out his support, but he's done for. Herald claims the kill.
Yeah, they're just cooking, and I was just going to say how aptly named Monkey is with some of the ways that he plays the game. You know, he giveth and he taketh, and he kind of has been taking from his team here a bit this game, and the next thing that's going to be taken here is the Baron for TT. I'm surprised they were even able to do that. Keshi just says, hold up, these guys are in range. I don't think many people would have realized that, but he's like, no, trust me, they are. Equalizers, flashes forward, About get off my screen, and with About off the screen and Yao Yao off the screen, those are 2 people in the graveyard and 2 less people to stop TT from taking the Baron.
Oh, a pick onto Ryan, though. Monkey back alive.
Monkey giveth.
Makes
really stifle this Baron push. Ryan, I mean, he didn't lose Flash here. He only ulted away the Transcend oneself and then dashing, but...
And they're going to be able to finish off Yao Yao as a result.
He's got a GA here, and I'm pretty sure he's got cashback as well. I mean, honestly, he must because he doesn't have the magic boots. So you see he's even able to increase that gold lead with the GA pickup. He's got some extra items in his inventory. He's pretty darn strong, Gordo. So I think, and that's also the nature of Viego. You can solo carry game regardless of the mistakes he made earlier in this game. There's anybody you want in the clutch on the Viego. I honestly low-key think it's Monkey. I say that, but he's he's
all right. Hey, yeah. He escaped. He got out of there. But now the Heartbreaker's on cooldown, and the rest of ThunderTalk are using this Baron to siege onto this inner turret. 3 plates already down, soon to be 4. They might just claim this whole damn thing. Karis working on an inner turret of his own up on the top side, so it is a little bit of a trade, but ThunderTalk still have Baron at their backs. They're not going to slow down on this push. We need to mount some kind of defense.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why that their towers are just falling all across the map here is Karis chose to play offense instead of defense. I honestly like it. That's kind of how I tend to play these situations. You know, you can even give up the inhib if need be. I would imagine TT goes straight for the Drake because it's a pretty big price to pay, spending the extra 10 seconds for that
Look at Yao Yao as he looks to try to find a way to get the massive Magnet Storm on across. Now he's behind enemy lines. Up at the front line is Cube. He finds one stun. Magnet Storm comes on across. Feather, the only one locked down. About launches himself into the back line. Keshi going to throw on down that equalizer, and the rest of WE going to have to get away from it. About cut off from the rest of the team. Going to be able to make it a 1-for-1 with Keshi as the first reset of the fight comes through for Monkey. Realm Warp out away, trying to chase down Junhao. Comes out of Karis, but that means he's left Monkey all on his own.
For Monkey, and these are really good items to have in your inventory as Viego. And again, I will hit this point home. If there's any champ who can solo carry games with a lead, it is Viego. So it's just the Monkey show this game, Gordo. It really is.
Yeah, finding a double stun. Scatter the Weak goes wide. They find Heru on the backside, and they will get the first execute of the fight. Monkey gonna get focused down, though. He drops in pretty short order, and Karis doing his best to pump out the damage on the machine gun mage. Gets a set across, but Junhao will finish him as he's finished two others. Triple kill to Junhao. Monkey does not get to pop off in the resets on the fight, and it is a 2-for-4 that should give ThunderTalk their second Baron.
Yeah, this is super advantageous for ThunderTalk, but I do think there are some pretty solid silver linings here for WE. Just given that this Drake is spawning in 2 minutes, that is the main win condition. And, you know, obviously TT is going to be able to set themselves up in the river, have first priority control over the area, over the vision. They can control the space. It's going to be tough to get
member on the team. I mean, even Keshi maybe not going to be too poor of a target as he's got plenty of money in the bank, but instead WE are kind of avoiding the fight entirely. They're going to just try to race through mid, but they're up against Baron and 3 Grubs. They will not win this race. They've got to get back here. They're going to lose their bot lane inhibitor.
Yeah, you're going to be losing inhibitors here, but you just have to find a way to contest this Drake. I feel like if you lose this Drake, you lose. Obviously, if you lose your Nexus, you lose. That's what TT wants to do here.
Going to start channeling the recall from About. He obviously does not have access to the teleport, so it's going to be a while away. Cube takes a big chunk of damage from Keshi and Ryan. Finally, About able to return and try to rain through a little bit of the damage that these APWs can provide. TP in from behind. Cube looking for the flank. WE looking for a big fight here. Dashing forward. Cube trying to find the stun. He manages to get it onto Ryan. Ryan isolated back away. Magnet Storm connects across the team fight. Karis going to stay there, continue to fire away, and WE have found the team fight that they needed. Karis coming in from the side, picks himself up a triple kill. It is a clean ace to WE.
Save the cannon, save the cannon. Oh, I think they can end. I think they can end. How has this happened? TT just had the biggest lead of all time, and then WE just finds the most magic ace with a 1 HP cannon minion going straight down the mid lane. You have to protect the cannon, tank the towers,
understands.
And now, is it possible? I don't know. I honestly don't know, but you're going to get the Dragon Soul either way. You're just so over the moon about this.
Oh.
They aren't quite able to do it, but, I mean, the game doesn't end here and now, but they get the Dragon Soul, Goro, from that position. Are you kidding me?
Karis biding his time.
Enemy base there. That's not where you want to be. That's the enemy base. And Rel says, yeah, you guys don't belong here, man, and just Magnet Storms all of them.
Dragon Soul now to WE. One more thing I want to highlight.
He's going to get the death cap. Kaisa being one of the best champs with the extra inventory slot, I don't think he's going to make it that far. We definitely have a look on Cube here, by the way.
Keep getting collapsed on. Realm Warp is coming on over, though. Karis is here to back up his top laner. Can Cube stay alive for long enough? Concussive Blow's going to hold him still, and Heru claims the kill. 4 versus 5 on the map. ThunderTalk standing outside the gates of WE's base find themselves with a numbers advantage, and the Baron ripe for the taking. Can they get a third?
Well, we have a 5v4 with Chemtech Soul on the 4, so it should be relatively even. We're going to see a contest here.
Monkey going to look for the steal at the very least. Baron dropping lower and lower. Garrus steps on up, going to get knocked up by Feather. He has to flash back away, but now can find an opportunity to pump out the damage. About dashes forward, Magnet Storm on through the rest of the team, but torching the entire crew is Keshi. The respawns come on through. None of them are enough, but Monkey finds himself another reset. It's a triple kill to Ryan, but Monkey still staying alive. Still such a massive threat, and has stalled out the Baron. Jumps over the wall, gets back over with another blast cone, and Monkey will escape with his life.
Better positioning, a slight gold advantage. We got elixirs across the board here. Here we go.
Yeah, kind of finds Keshi off on his own, and I mean, this is a full-on pick. He goes into the stasis trying to buy time for the rest of the team to bail him out, but about going to finish him off in no time flat, and this is right as the Elder Dragon is spawning. ThunderTalk without one of their major damage dealers, and the poke from About starting to land. Yao back to his old tricks, but this time on Vision. Can he find a pathway in to engage?
I mean, Cube has the Infinity Stone of Shield right now.
Oh, Herald isolated out. Karras nearly one-shots him, and that's the go button for WE, baby. Yao will take any target he can find, as will Cube. Dashes forward to find the stun across multiple members. Ryan pops the Transcendence to be able to create a little bit of space. Nobody else on ThunderTalk going to fall, but now the Dragon easier than ever to start up and claim for WE.
Yeah, they're sprinting to the Baron. They took the mid wave. There's just no way they have enough time. If anybody breathes on Haru, he just dies, by the way. If someone even so much as flicks him, he will die.
And there's Yao and Cube thrown right into the middle of everybody. Haru going to be able to zone us away from the Heartbreaker, but Monkey was waiting for him all along. Feather going to be next up on the menu, starting to burn down to that Elder damage, and they did manage to cut Junhao away from the rest of the team. Mega Blast Cones let him get that distance, but this Baron is now WE's.
Yeah, they are going to get both of the OP objectives, with the third one in tow being the Dragon Soul. You have absolutely everything.
Gets picked off at the start of that fight, and now that might just have kind of unrecoverable consequences for the rest of TT up against this triple epic buff WE squad. They take down 2 inhibitors. Baron buff on these minions, going to try to close this one out if they can find the team fight that they need. Poke damage starting to come through from About. Lands onto Haru and will take him down to about half HP. They don't need to slow down here either. Their frontliners still at pretty good health totals, and none of this harassment starting to connect on through. Karras with all of his cooldowns up and available, going to continue to push on up with these Baron minions, and they're going to start to work on the Nexus turrets. Feather taking a little bit of harassment here, but nobody wanting to fully commit to the engage quite yet. First Nexus turret going to fall on down. Void Spikes still connecting here. These Void Seekers pushing back TT as this long-range damage source that they just can't respond to.
Oh, they're out of towers. They're out of room to run.
Finally, Yao going to pull the trigger. About right onto the back line. Flashes forward looking for Ryan. Doesn't get much done. Goes into the stasis, but the whole while